Okay, here I am with view of my working table. So this is the peony that I'm going to show you, and this fellow is made out of wafer paper, the whole bits, from very center, stamens, petals, and the calyx. Okay, let me take this apart. So wafer paper. For this particular lesson, I will work with normal thickness wafer paper, 0.35 millimeters, and I'm using a simple shape as circles. So depending how big your circle is, it will make the size of your finished flower. So how you deal with circles? You just take your paper punch and you really pre-punch and prepare circles for your petals. Okay, I already made some preparation because these flowers are not difficult. The only issue is a kind of time consuming. So to avoiding wasting too much time, I pre-made stuff. The peony petal definitely didn't look that round, so you very easy can reshape the round circle into some more oval petal shape. Okay, usually I'm dealing with 3 at once, and circles that I'm using here are 6 centimeters. Okay, 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'm taking my scissors and I'm just cutting one side, turning around, cutting the other. So here I am with much more peony shape. If you're in mood, you can aim to top, making some ruffles and imperfections. Okay, for this particular type, I find out that sticking around 6 petals inside on 3 layers, it's pretty much enough. So be prepared and cut at least 18 petals. My advice, cut some extra, because during the way you may ruin some. And it's much more easy if you have your petals pre-cut and prepared for the adventure. What I'm going to use today as conditioner, here is my conditioner, and I have a pure water, tap water, and into this water I apply a small amount of paste color, in my case apricot. So you can go with pure water or you can change color. It really depends what you're aiming to, but I kind of enjoy this coral color. And in this small cup I have a paper glue, and I'm preparing this glue mixing some leftover paper that I have of my shaping petals, mix with again tap water until you get some nice, not too thick, not too runny consistency. So the glue is made out from paper, and I'm going to work with pure water. So very first stage for us is preparing center, and this center should be really nice and dry. That's why I have a pre-made one. The very central part could be made out of 3, 5 or 6, but usually I'm working with 3, not spending that much time. Okay, I have 22 wire cut in 3, I already prepared two, so I'm going to show you how you're making this one. You need to bend a big open hook over the top. So with your pliers, just bend nice open hook around 1 centimeter. Okay. Then I have some strip of wafer paper, 0.35, and it's around 1.5 centimeters, and I'm not going to need too much, probably around 10 centimeters. And taking my colored water, I will start with rough side. Okay, so rough side, I don't need pliers anymore. Ruler is something that I must have around. So rough side, make sure that you apply even everywhere. You can make this with clear water. I just have on my working table only my pre-colored one. But anyway, I will cover these centers with green, so it's not going to be that coral. Take your wire, flip in between, close your hook, and very quickly and gently wrap your paper around and form center. Work it with your fingers, make some nice sharp edge. Okay, so and when you have your other 2 or other 4, if you're making 5, just don't build too much. Make this slightly slimmer. Okay, a little bit, and position your 3 inner parts and stretching and rolling very, very quickly. Secure everything inside. Okay, you can always apply a few drops of rejuvenator spirit just to make this green a little bit more runny. So you will be able to paint okay. So when your center part is done, you must pay attention and prepare stamens. You will deal with thick strip of wafer paper, it's around 3 centimeters, and taking your scissor, you're starting to make small cuts and preparing a very, very fine macrame. So as fine your cuts are, as nicer your peony will look. So take your time and cut all the way through, and don't cut till the end. Keep bottom part around 0.5 centimeter as a base. Okay, I already cut 3 cuts, 2, and this is the whole length of the wafer paper, so it's 21 centimeters. And for dusting, I'm working with yellow dust color. Choose some good yellow. And this is a kind of option. First you can dust before, after you're making cuts, before you wrap around the center, or you can wrap white paper and dust on the next stage. Okay, just very quickly go with yellow dust one side and then the other side, just to give much more interest and to make your stamens near to natural. Okay, rough side is down, and I'm going to apply a paper glue over the smooth side, and I'm applying glue only in this bottom part, the base without cuts. I'm really trying to avoid applying moisture above. Okay, so position your center, and your center should be inside your petals. Don't go too much above. So it's really look nice if your stamens are around the center. Okay, press and start to wrap. So press nice. And absolutely the same way fix the next one. Again, paper. This time it's a little bit easy because now we have this wafer paper base. And again, your paper, if you're not careful, you can over wet your papers and your macrame will collapse. Okay, on this stage, if you're not happy of how your stamens look around, you always can take your scissor and you can reshape, apply some kind of care cut. Okay, you're going to apply some pollen. So glue, careful with moisture, try not to glue them all together and not to over wet. Okay, and just tip and apply some pollen. So when everything is dry and nice, here it is, our center. Oh, it's very still, it's very soft, so it's going to be a kind of problem. That's why it's much best to prepare in advance, leave to dry at least for a few hours. Usually I'm leaving to dry overnight. So shaping the petals. Let me show you how we are going to get from this flat to that shape. Okay, I'm going to use, and I'm going to work only with bow tool, something nice and big. And as I told you, I find out that usually 5 or 6 petals are fitting really nice around base of this particular center. So first you have to prepare and shape all your petals, and when you have all your petals, you can choose where to stick the different dry one. So take some water. It's super important that you are working with small amount and small drops of colored water. Try not to over wet. And I'm starting with rough side. Okay, make sure that it's all around and it's inside. Check with your fingers. Turn around and apply over the smooth part as well. So you're conditioning both sides, rough and smooth. Working with color liquid makes everything much more easy, because you're kind of able to see where you apply your conditioning mix. So try color to be a kind of even. I'm working on my palm and I'm taking my pretty big bow tool and I'm kind of steamrolling and pressing. Okay, press, come. So when I first form center, then I'm working on the side, and on the side sometimes it's easy if you turn and use a little bit small size of the bow tool. Important that you have a really nice good pressure, and I'm working on my palm because I can feel paper. If you manage to get this kind of crack, it's really not an issue. You always can come with some glue and you can stick this. Okay, so your petal is ready. Imagine that you're making this move for your 20 petals, and when you have all your 20 done, you will start to assemble your flower. Here we go. I will try to find the most closed one, and I will stick this super closed one as first layer around my center. So try to find 6 nice and close. Okay, now I'm happy. And then keep the rest for out. And you can see that depending of how your petals dry and how you stick them, you can have a little bit more open or a little bit more cup shape. So now I'm going to deal only with glue. So it's only glue. Again, try to not over wet. Take one of your petal, apply some glue only around base. Take your center and insert. Okay, and you can see that my center is inside the flower. It's not up, it's not down, it's really inside the flower. Make sure that it's nice and very securely glue. Take the next one. Okay. Overlap slightly. Try to keep the same level. And again glue. My flower with only 5 petals, so I'm not going to use 6. So especially with the peony, it really depends of too many this particular type. It depends how much you will take from your circle, so eventually you can have a big or a little bit skinny petals. And if your petals are a little bit skinny, you will need more. Okay, but let's say that I'm more than happy how it looks with only 5. Okay, you see when you look from a side, your center is inside, and it's look really nice. So when I fix my first layer with 5, then I will continue next layers, next petals are going to multiple with 5, and I'm starting with sticking next layer in between joint of some of the previous one. So again, choose, apply glue, make sure that the glue is not too much, and you start in between. Okay, trying to keep same level. Yeah, I have a gap here, so definitely I need one of this one is too small. Definitely I need one more petal. Okay, and this fellow is going to be exactly here. Okay, so glue edges and help petals to stick to each other. So for this peony it's really not necessary to use an insert wire. It's going to make the whole flower much more expensive and heavy. Okay, only by shaping and gluing your petal you can have this a kind of more open or more closed variety. If you want flower to be more closed, just glue a little bit up. Calyx of the peony is again circle shape. One option is to use a small size of paper punch. The other option is to take your 6 cm circle and scissor and just to resize to small circle shape. It's not that big issue. Okay, these circles should fit around your flower, it's still big. Use some dust color, and I'm looking for my green brush. Usually when you're dealing with green, it's very clever. And I'm applying green dust And I really will try not to overdo, because I have only these three small stuff. And then I'm taking my colored water and my very, very nice spoon, and I will apply some drops. So mixing with the same color, it's very, very useful, because it's going to give some different variety of your green. Okay, so water and dust color. Try not to over wet, starting with rough side. And here we go, I'm going to flip, check on your palm with your bow tool, add some pressure and shaping, and try to give a little bit hollow shape, so it's going to sit around the base and look nicer. Place your flower upside down. I'm just using something to protect my flower of coloring in green. Take your 3 calyxes and just glue around. Okay, again, try not to over wet. So this will cover, first will cover your base, second will give a little bit extra protection and secure to your petals when it's dry. So all you need is just to position 3 to fit around. Okay, and here we go with the third one. Press. So you can see that now flower, if you look from a side, has a little bit more finishing. If you're not happy how open your calyx is, on this stage you can come with a little bit more glue and just to glue and secure a little bit up. But it's much more easy to start with not too much glue and to reposition and glue on the next stage. Okay, and the very, 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 very last thing is applying a small ovary, and for this I'm using again a tiny strip of wafer paper, around 1 centimeter, and it's another 9 or 10 centimeters. So I'm coming with my green mix. I just will need a little bit, another few drops of water. Okay, rough side, then around smooth side. take away the green part, take your flowers again, try to protect and not cover. We can apply a little bit glue, flip, and now we have to wrap this around base. It will dry as a one nice secure group. Okay, so your peony is ready. Here the dark spot is to work with a paste color, the same color that you use for coloring your water. And just with this concentrate color and fine brush, you gently catch some of the edges. The other option is to go with some dust color. And this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to dust this with coral dust color. Some coral. And I can apply to this coral a little bit plump as well. It's going to give a kind of variety. Okay, mix. Apply to your brush and you just start to add accents and catch the edges of your flower. And this is how you make peony, one of million type of peony out of wafer paper. So you can use this peony with some extra stuff as peony foliage, and you can combine and create some nice arrangements. Let me find my scissors so I can take some of the wire away. So forestry tape, full length stretch, and you just tape foliage to your flower. You can apply on the other side as well. So foliage is again wafer paper. If you wish to learn how to create leaf-like foliage out of wafer paper, you really can check our website www.waferpaperflowers.com, and you can find information about the rest. Here is the lily of the valley, again wafer paper one. I really love to make wafer paper lily of the valley. To me this flower looks absolutely fabulous out of wafer paper. So take some hope that you enjoy this, and hope to see you around. There are going to be a link to my Facebook and my Instagram under the video, so if you want to follow me, just make sure to subscribe to YouTube channel and then to follow my Instagram and Facebook page.